Playmates just gave us a first look at Blade Blasters, Dragon Daggers, Battle Bikes, Max, villain figures. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. Welcome to the Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel, and we released a video earlier today on the press releases from Playmates at the Toy Fair. They released the Morpher and the new figures that we'll be getting, but now we got even more reveals from people on the ground at the New York Toy Fair, and it's actually a lot more than we had originally anticipated. So we're going to take a first look at the Blade Blaster and the Dragon Dagger first, and then we'll get to the rest of it here in a second. So looking at the packaging for the Blade Blaster, it's going to be a big open window, so you'll be able to see the product on the shelves right there. And looking at the Blade Blaster itself, I think it looks really good. It actually looks more show accurate than the one that we got in the 90s. Now obviously it's not as nice as the one that we got from the Legacy version. That was like a full metal chromed out version. This is going to be $19.99, so this will be all plastic version, but this is looking pretty good. Now the only thing I have to say is, like, on the bottom, instead of it being rounded off plastic, it looks like it's really squared off, so it's just really rectangular is what I'm seeing. But overall, everything looks really good. It's supposed to be able to turn into sword mode, including the blaster mode. It's supposed to have, like, I think over 20 sounds and phrases and noises that it makes. So it's obviously going to be electronic. It's going to be, like I said, a $19.99. I actually think this Blade Blaster looks really good, and I'm really impressed with it. It's actually something I intend to pick up and have it display on my shelves. I don't have a Blade Blaster, so I think this will fill that role very well. Now the Dragon Dagger. This is something that we did not know was coming whatsoever. They actually have a little 2026 sign in front of it. Now it's going to be open packaging again, just like the Blade Blaster, but in addition to the Dragon Dagger, we are also getting the Dragon coin. So we're getting the Green Ranger Dragon coin with it as well, and I'm assuming that is going to fit into the Morpher that they revealed earlier today, and I'm sure it has its own sounds and phrases that will have specifically for the Green Ranger. I can see on the box it seems it's going to have electronics as well, so I'm sure it's going to play the dun 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 dun. Very sure it's going to play that. Obviously we just got the Lightning version, which had played like individual notes, which was a really cool feature, and lit up. I don't think this one is going to light up from what I'm seeing. This gives me a really like big Disney vibes from the 2010 version, the one that turned into a lightsaber, but I don't think this one turned into a lightsaber. But like, this is very reminiscent of the 93 version. It's just no chrome and no metal parts to it. It's going to be all solid plastic is what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing the blades a little short, but I think this is a really good, again, if you didn't get the Legacy version, you didn't get the Lightning version, this is going to be very good on your shelves and display in hold of something that is either going to come in the future or until you can get those nicer ones from Lightning Collection or the Legacy. There's no price yet, but I'm guessing if the Blade Blaster is at $19.99, which looks a little bit bigger than this, maybe it'll be like $17 or $18.99, and the only reason I think it'll still be around that area is because you're getting the Dragon coin as well. So there's not really many iterations of the Dragon coin that we've gotten. We've gotten the Legacy, and we got the Lightning version in the Master Morpher. So this is a pretty cool version. It kind of gives me vibes of the 90s version where you got the Tiger Zord coin in the Tiger Zord Zord and figure. We never got the Dragon coin in the 93 version. We didn't get those until Legacy or Lightning, but you know, it's really, I think these are really good starts. I do see kiddos playing with this. I do see them picking it up. I think the big thing on Playmates and Hasbro to do is to like almost feature it on Netflix or YouTube, make sure there's a lot of ads out there so kids are more likely to watch the show and more want the toys to play. As I'm editing this, we just learned that Playmates in association with Hasbro is going to use AI to enhance and re-release season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers through YouTube and Netflix. I called it right there. Thanks to Ranger Board. Yep, we're getting a redo. I think this is the only thing that really hurts this toy line is there not something airing right now or like a reverb version of the show playing right now, and that's the only thing I think that's going to hurt the version. Now, one of the things I am super excited about is the battle bikes. I absolutely love battle bikes. I had the blue one when I was little, and I always wanted the black one and the red one, the Mastodon Tyrannosaurus one. So those weren't ever things that I could get. Obviously I could get them now, but I really haven't. So I really like these. I think these are really cool. I know they announced that vehicles would be a thing when Playmates took over, and this is exactly what we're getting here. So we can see that the black one is coming, and the blue one, and the red one. So it looks like it doesn't have the sidecars for like the yellow and pink, but it looks like we're just getting the base battle bikes. They also come with a figure that looks like it's going to have some sort of like armor on the chest and really the whole upper body. And it looks like it's for display, but then if you look at the box, so the Red Ranger is being held up by like this little bar or like a little stick that's coming from the battle bike. And I initially thought they were like displaying and making it look like an action sequence at the toy fair. Then I realized it's part of the toy itself. So I guess the battle bike is gonna be able to hold the Red Ranger, maybe throw it out. It says like flip. I can see the words flip, spin, battle maybe. So it looks like you can hold it on the battle bike and then you press a button or a lever and it flips over over on the battle bike and I guess attacks the enemies. We can see a little putty there on the ground. So I really love battle bikes, so I think it's a really cool thing to bring into the toy line. I think this is something that kids will see on the shelves and pick up, and there'll be a good thing for them to play with. Again, parents have to buy these for their kids, but I think this is something that kids would really like, and I'm digging it myself, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get maybe one or two of all of them myself as well. So we also got our first look at the villains, and I have to say, you know, I think these are going to be around $9.99 if they are so. These are pretty good. The Rita, I think the Rita is always the most difficult figure to do, but I think for the price point that we're thinking it's going to be, I think that's pretty good. I think it looks really good. The ones that I'm really impressed with is Squat. Squat looks really, really good, and Babu looks really good. Even Goldar, it doesn't have a lot of the details that the Lightning Collection. I think it looks pretty good. I actually like the face on it. The King Sphinx looks kind of weird. Again, it looks kind of like rectangular and boxy, and I don't know what to make out of it, but I mean, it's okay. I think it's something to kind of round out the Villains collection. The Putty looks good. I mean, the Putty is a Putty. The best ones we ever got were in the Lightning collection. But as far as, you know, price point, I'm expecting these to be between $9.99 and $12.99. I think it looks pretty good as well. So another thing that we are getting that we did not know about is it looks like we're getting like some sort of electronic version of the Megazord. It kind of reminds me of like those the race car version of the Megazord, like it had like a remote control and stuff like that. So we are getting a version of that Megazord. Looks like maybe it's not remote control. I'm kind of looking at it again, and maybe it's just electronic. I am not entirely sure. Maybe we'll have to wait for people on the ground to see what they're saying, but I see like a little wire connected to it, and it doesn't seem connected to it in the box as well. So I'm wondering if that's more of a security thing so people don't walk off with it. But, you know, it looks like we're getting some sort of, you know, electronic version of the Megazord as well. If you see there in the little corner, you actually see the boxing for the saber-toothed tiger. Those are, it looks like they come in big rectangular boxes. So we see the Mastodon, we see the Tyrannosaurus. So that gives us an idea of the packaging that we will be getting for the Zords. Again, those will be sold individually at $19.99 a piece. So you have to buy all 5 of them to be able to make the Megazord. And I'm guessing more than anything that the sword is going to come with the pterodactyl. Never mind, I'm seeing the sword is going to come with the Mastodon. So the pterodactyl, I think, is the one that's going to be hardest to kind of like sell because there's not a lot to it. But I am seeing something here as I'm seeing missiles on the back of the cannon. So all of the other missiles, we know we got some of the saber-toothed tiger. It looks like we may have some with the Triceratops. And it looks like this one, the Megazord, is going to have it as well. We finally get our first look at the shield on with the Megazord and the Power Sword. The Power Sword is obviously a matte gray plastic, but it does have like a gold little hilt on it. But I would have liked the chrome that we have gotten from past ones before. So seeing some of the packaging for the figures here, like the Automorphin and the villains, they are going to come in blister packs packaging. We see like the helmets lined up on the side, which was from like a little teaser we got from Instagram yesterday. So it looks like they're going with that version of the packaging, the green, and then the helmets going in, bleed into their colors. I think it looks really good. I think I like that packaging. Now, the packaging for the figures that we got a look at this morning is going to come in a big kind of little box as well. So I'm not entirely sure of the size of those figures, but it looks like the box is going to have like, it reminds me of the 1990s like action, like the ones that punched and kicked and stuff like that. So we can see that it's going to have like a nice little display. So those ones aren't going to be like hung up on the shelves, but they're going to be sitting on the shelves. So I think that's interesting for the packaging. I wasn't expecting that, but it is going to have a window, and it has like a big helmet on the side. So we see the Red Ranger one, that it has like a big Red Ranger helmet. And I actually think those are kind of going to display very, very well with on shelves as well if you're a collector. Again, I think these are really good for kids to play with, to take them out of the packaging, but I'm actually really impressed with the packaging itself. Now, something that I wanted to talk about that no one is talking about is we're getting, it seems to be masks. We're getting Mighty Morphin Power Ranger masks. These are not helmets. A lot of people, I don't know if they're even looking at them, but you can see like how the Blue Ranger, you can see right through it, and it looks like there's a little strap to the side as well. But we are getting all 6. We're getting red, black, yellow, blue, pink, and green. So we'll be getting those masks as well. So everything I'm seeing here, I'm actually really, really happy with. We finally get a look at the Morpher. We can see that it is very, very rectangular. It has a flat feature to it. As we guessed from the power coins, they are not any sort of metal, but they're kind of like a gold color. There's no chrome to it whatsoever. The Mastodon coin looks a little different. The pterodactyl looks a little bit different, a little bit cartoonish, but the other 3 coins look pretty spot on. The packaging as well, it looks like it's going to be an open window packaging, sort of like we got recently with the Cosmic Fury Morpher. And so you'll be able to see the toy. It looks like you'll be able to try it. A lot of this stuff, you'll be able to try it on the store shelves, press a button, and get some of the phrases. And I'm sure there's like a demo mode that it is going to be in. So the last thing I want to talk about here is that on display there, they did have like the old 1993 8-inch figures. And a lot of people are assuming that they are going to be re-releasing those. I don't think those are the case. I think those are the exact ones from 1993. I don't think those are remade versions, but I don't see any difference from them from the 1993 version. So I think they just had a couple of them with them. They put them up there for display to make everything look nice. But yeah, those are everything we are getting from the Reignition line. They did have some miniature there. I'm not sure if those are from the Hasbro ones that we got not too long ago, but those don't necessarily look like the ones that we got in the 90s. So I don't know if this is part of the Reignition line or this is something different, little miniatures, but those are figures that you can get to, and I think they're look cool looking. And then we're also getting some plushies. I feel like I've seen these plushies before, but I could be wrong. But maybe these are new ones from Playmates. Either way, they were on display as well. So we got a lot of stuff at the Toy Fair today. Again, shout out to Montyverse and Praeternia for providing these pictures. You've given us a look of everything that's going on there in New York. I have to say, I am more optimistic of what Playmates is doing now. And I think the thing that makes me most optimistic is the battle bikes, because they're going out of their way to not just redo things, but kind of like make their own versions of things. We haven't gotten the battle bikes in quite a while. I think it's been maybe since 2010 since we got battle bikes. So I'm really, really happy with those. The Blade Blaster looks really good. I am actually really impressed with the Blade Blaster, except for that little rectangular look on the bottom, but I can deal with that because it's not going to show when I'm displaying it nicely on my shelf. Even the Dragon Dagger, I'm not too disappointed with the Dragon Dagger either. I think there are things here that collectors can collect. Again, this line is completely meant for kiddos, and to bring those kiddos into the franchise and make them Power Ranger fans. And that's the number one thing that we need. I've been saying that all over the videos since Playmates has announced that their Reignition line was coming. And I think that is really important to the Power Rangers franchise for it to thrive. So, but overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm wondering what people are going to think about the masks. I know people really, really want the Yellow Ranger and the Black Ranger helmet because we have not gotten those, whether it be Legacy, Lightning, or whatever. But it looks like we're getting masks. So, I mean, they'll at least be able to hang up flat up on your wall if you're going to collect them, but it's also going to be something for kids to play with, you know, like to put them on, to pretend that they're Power Rangers, and they can be the Yellow Ranger and the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger. I think that's a fun aspect of it as well. Guys, there's a lot that we went through. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you excited about what you are seeing here? Are you not happy about them? I saw some people in the last video in the comments saying like some of the figures look like they're from the flea market, but I actually think they look pretty good, like the figures that were announced today. I think they look pretty good, but let me know in the comments what you guys think, and you know what time it is. It's morphin' time.